I like them. They're handy. They're one-handed. You can use it one-handed. The liner material is about 1/16 of an inch thick. So it's pretty tough, but liner locks, I don't know the actual rating of this lock, but a liner lock can be overcome by forces. So you might not want to be doing, it's not like a fixed blade where you can do a lot of hard work. It is what it is, and it's a folding knife. It could probably take a certain amount of abuse. It might be stronger than I'm giving it credit for, but the whole purpose of mentioning this is in case you're doing some back strikes or something like that, the blade has the potential to close on your fingers. So it is what it is, and a folding knife isn't exactly meant to be a fixed blade. So be aware of that when you're, if you do get a liner lock knife, and just keep in mind that a hard strike on the back could cause this to fail, in that it would the blade would close. Now but having said that, it's a pretty strong, decent design, and for its intended use, it's probably you know, more than adequate and strong enough for what the intent is here. Like I said, it has a flipper hilt. So, and the paper stone has been recessed here. As you can see, that little sliver of frame that is protruding there, that is so you can access the liner lock and push it out of the tang's way. But it also kind of acts as a choil. So to prevent your finger from sliding when, say, you're skinning an animal and you're covered in blood and whatnot, to prevent your fingers from slipping and sliding onto the blade, the flipper hilt, of course, acts as a hilt, so it kind of locks your finger in there. So maybe I could stand up and show you the the opening function here. So if you want to put a zip tie on yours, this is what you get. You would get a knife that this is how it sits in your pocket, by the way. And if you know anything about knives, that is a deep pocket carry. Pretty much the whole, the only thing exposed is the clip, as compared to, say, this knife. It's not as deep a pocket carry because some of the knife sticks up. And this, of course, is my Balisong Morpho 51. So keep in mind that it's a deep pocket carry clip. So anyways, as I draw this knife out of my pocket, because I have the piece of zip tie on there, if I do it right, and I didn't do it right, just like the other video, dang it, but there, see, the knife draws. When you draw the knife out, it should open itself up if you do it right, and I'm kind of just, maybe it's the pants I'm wearing, I don't know. Ah, son of a bitch. There we go. Maybe I gotta perfect it with these jeans on, I don't know. Damn you. There we go. So, one more time. And it didn't do it, so one more time. There we go. So, bloody thing. It does work sometimes. You know, it's these pants, I think. So, sorry. Anyways, yeah. So anyways, I got this knife at Walmart for $10. Now, I wouldn't expect to get this knife for $10 at your Walmart, because I think I got this as a rebated knife because it had a dent or a chip out of the paper stone handle. So I think I might have got it as a rebate for that. I think this knife retails for around $40 or $50 at a lot of locations, and possibly cheaper at other locations. So another side note to mention about this knife is it came out of the box razor sharp, and it is the only knife that I've ever bought that had the ability to whittle a hair right out of the box. So this knife came extremely sharp. Excuse me for a second here. There. Yeah, like I took a hair and I whittled a hair with this thing. And that's sharp when you can take a hair and slice pieces off the hair, almost like it was, you know, something far thicker. Anyways, this knife, very sharp. Maybe I got a piece of paper I can give you a demonstration on. So anyways, if you have a knife and you want to test its sharpness, phone book paper. If the knife slices phone book paper clearly and evenly, it's a sharp knife. Now, phone book paper is different than loose leaf or printer paper. A knife will easily cut loose leaf or printer paper, but phone book paper is thinner, and if it snags or catches, it'll reveal that you put a ding or improperly polished your knife or what have you. So, having said that, here's a thicker piece of paper, and the blade easily carves that up for me. However, phone book paper is a little bit different, so if your knife is really sharp, it should slice phone book paper just like it did that thicker paper. So let's give it a try. And so that's a sharp hollow grind blade. I don't know if it'll push cut, just push cutting. So kind of an indicator of how sharp your knife is. You could probably shave your face with this thing. You might want to use shaving cream or something if you're going to do that. So anyways, you know, fart around. If you got a knife around you in your house and you want to see how really sharp it is, or if it needs a sharpening, grab a piece of paper and see if how easily it slices that. Because when the blade becomes dull, it'll catch and it'll tear the paper rather than cleanly slice through it. It'll just make a whole mess out of the paper and fold it and tear it and stuff like that. Yeah, so that is the Buck Model 345, the Buck Vantage. Pretty good knife. I like it. It's oh yeah, I should mention that the weight, it's pretty stout. It's not really it's not very, very heavy, and it's not very, very light. It's kind of middle of the road. It's substantial, but it's not overbearing, and it's you know, it's not so light that it's you know, insubstantial or whatever. So all in all, I like it, and I would recommend it for the price. The Buck Vantage. So anyways, I guess that's my review. And if anybody has any comments, feel free to